So if you were looking forward to Batman v Superman this, coming March, we got Supergirl versus Gotham for now. I wonder which one's going to win at the ratings. Hey everybody, this is David, and today I'm going to be talking about the pilot episode of Supergirl, which just premiered tonight. And I wanted to talk about it as usual every time a show that I'm looking forward to comes out, whether it's a new season or a new show in general. And as you know, I love superheroes, and I wanted to talk about Supergirl because it looked pretty cool to me, and I like the character of Superman and all the characters that are surround him as a supporting cast in the comics or on TV or movies. And I wanted to check this out because it's also from the creators of The Flash and Arrow, and I love those guys. I think they've done a great job with those two shows. And I thought, why not check this out? So what did I think of Supergirl? Did it live up to what I was expecting? Especially since I've heard a lot of people with mixed ideas of what this series is. First of all, let's get to Kara herself, Supergirl. I really liked her, the actress who played her. I think she was a really fun character. She was really geeky. She had this like dorky vibe to her, but she was a lot of fun. I like that. I like her like perky attitude, and she was really cool. I liked her as a character. I like that they showed her origin in the beginning, that she was from Krypton and she flew right after Kal-El, but she was trapped in the Phantom Zone for some time and then mysteriously got out of there some years later. We still don't know the full details on what happened during that time in the Phantom Zone, so most likely we'll be getting that maybe in a flashback, since we know that these guys from Arrow and Flash like to do flashbacks once in a while. Maybe we'll get something that will show us what happened during that time in the Phantom Zone. But for now, we are introduced to her family, her foster parents, played by Helen Slater and Dean Cain, as well as we get to see a little glimpse of Superman. We don't get to see who he is, his face, probably because when the time is right, if they ever do decide to bring Superman onto the show, they can cast the actor later down the road, which I'm kind of hoping for Tom Welling, because the dude owes us, man. He didn't put on that suit the way he was supposed to, and maybe now he can put on that suit. But we are also introduced to, Kara's sister, who plays an important part in this series, it looks like, because she's not just her sister that's going to be hanging around eating lunch once in a while. She actually works for this government that Supergirl is recruited into, which is an aspect of the series I wasn't too sure about. It looked interesting to me on the commercials, the trailers and such, and I actually enjoyed that aspect of the show as well. What I really enjoyed about the show also was how fast-paced it was. It didn't linger too much here and there on certain things that I thought we were only going to see Kara become Supergirl at the very end of the episode, but we actually get her much sooner than that, like halfway through the episode, which is what I really like. And the supporting cast, I think, seems really fun as well. I like the guy that, has a crush on her. Cat Grant, I think, was a fun character. It looks like she'll be a fun boss, very stuck up. Nothing like Perry White, but she looks like she'll be fun for this show. I really enjoyed Jimmy Olsen as well, or James Olsen, I should say. The racial aspect didn't bother me at all. I have a feeling it's going to bother some people. But for me, down at the end of the day, what is Jimmy Olsen? He's a photographer, and that's all that's really important. As long as you get that aspect of Jimmy Olsen down. Jimmy Olsen's also supposed to be a little clumsy, but this seems to be a little bit older and wiser Jimmy Olsen, so that's fine. The approach that they're going with him seems good for Supergirl, because Superman's been around for a while already, so it's fine that Jimmy Olsen has grown up into maybe a 20, 30-something year old by this point. So I'm enjoying that. I like that. Another thing I really enjoyed was the aspect of how the villains are introduced. Obviously, if you go back to Smallville, you'll see that there's always been something that, these producers always create so the villain of the week will come out, because they need a little plot device like that to kind of bring new characters in, so it's easily explains how they're here. For Smallville, it was the meteor rocks. For the Flash, it was the explosion at Star Labs. And not every show needs it, because I don't think Arrow had it. It was just characters coming out here and there. So with Supergirl, it looks like it's going to be that ship that came from that prison that came from Krypton that crashed on Earth, or from the Phantom Zone. So that's going to be their way of introducing some new villains of the week, I guess, once in a while, when they really need to, as we continue and see what the real threat is, which looks like it will be this little twist at the end that maybe that's the reason why a lot of people really didn't like it. We saw that apparently Supergirl's aunt is the main villain of this story, it looks like. So was that Laura? They didn't really say her name was Laura. I think this could be maybe Kara's niece on maybe her mother's side, because we know that, you know, Kal-El or Clark Kent or Superman is, you know, cousin of Supergirl on her father's side. You know, Jor-El and Supergirl's father are brothers. So maybe this aunt is the sister of Kara's mother? I don't know. I think the creators of the show and Arrow and Flash are smart enough to know that if they made Laura evil, that would really piss off fans a lot. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. And personally, even if it does turn out to be Laura, I didn't mind the episode, and I'll be sitting down next week to see how all this stuff goes. You know, I'll be willing to accept a new interpretation of this character if that happens, if they happen to turn Laura evil. I mean, they turned Supergirl's father evil in Smallville, so maybe this is payback, right? I don't know, but for me, it didn't bother me too much. I'm just curious on how they're gonna go with this and where they're gonna take that character. If it does, I don't think it's Laura though. I think it's like it's gonna be revealed that it's Supergirl's aunt on her mother's side, related to her mother, and yeah, sisters on that side. But personally, guys, I'm going to give this episode a 8 out of 10. I really enjoyed it. I thought, you know, it had a lot of fun throughout the episode. It didn't really bore me at all because it kept going. It had really a nice flow to the episode that I didn't really get bored at all, and really had a good time with it. And I can't wait to see how next week is going to continue. With that being said, I don't know if I'm going to be reviewing every episode. No, I'm not. But I will review episodes that I think are worth talking about. And obviously the pilot episode is worth talking about. And for sure I'll review the finale if I'm still with the show by that point, which I think I will be. I'm enjoying, so far from what I saw, it seems like another show that I'll enjoy. And yeah, I can't wait. So, I don't know, guys. Tell me what you thought of Supergirl. Did you watch when it was leaked a couple months back? I didn't. This was actually my first time watching the episode. I told myself, look, if I'm going to watch a TV show, I'm going to watch it the proper way and not watch it, you know, the way the creators didn't want you to watch it. I'm going to watch it on television the way it's supposed to be seen in HD format. Anyways, that's all for me today, guys. And subscribe to my video if you haven't, because, yeah, and like this video. And if you dislike it, oh well, there's nothing I can really do. So until next time, take care.